Welcome back to my spooky channel, and welcome back, Halloween fans, to another Nightmare Before Christmas unboxing video that I'm going to share tonight. Super excited to share another Nightmare Before Christmas unboxing video because Nightmare Before Christmas is my favorite ever. And I'm going to be adding this to my Nightmare Before Christmas collection as well. I did have this ordered quite some time. It's just been a while since I wanted to do this video. And finally tonight, I'm going to be doing the video here on my channel. I have two boxes right here. Now, this was from eBay. So both of these orders were from eBay. And I'm going to explain about one order in just a few moments, which is going to be the first one that I'm going to unbox. And then there's a box here with two. So altogether, there's three orders in this video. Now, this one, as we have over here, this is from eBay, and the other one is also from eBay as well. So this one, actually, I didn't think I was actually going to get. I ordered it like a week ago, and it took like 7 or 8 days for it to ship. I was getting a little bit concerned. I got a really good deal off of it, and it took quite some time for it to ship. So I got a little bit on the concerned side. I ended up contacting eBay to see what was going on, why the order wasn't shipped, whether or not the seller didn't have the item or they did and they just didn't ship it. I reached out to eBay. eBay was really good about that. And they got back to me, said they contact the seller. If I don't get it by, Tuesday, then I would have to ask for a refund. And I'm actually glad that I got it, because if I didn't get it, it probably would have been a little bit missing in this video, because you got to have all three of Lock, Shock, and Barrel. And I've only would have had two of them. So it doesn't make sense to have two when you actually need the actual trio. So this actually did arrive. So I think the seller was just a little bit late on shipping it. I got the notification about 2 days ago saying that it finally shipped, and I was super excited. I think the seller just took a while. So I wasn't able to actually cancel it, which thank God I didn't. I probably would have found another seller that had Lock, which there's a bunch of them that do. But then, again, I didn't want to reorder it once again as well. So this was $23 by itself, which wasn't so bad. And it actually arrived at the right time. So they actually shipped it a day before the last day it was for it to get here. Because if it didn't arrive on the last day, then it would have been too late. And then I would have had to ask for a refund, or I would have had to just ask the seller that I did not receive my item. There was no shipping thing at all. So the seller actually shipped it out a day before, and he did it, the seller did it at the perfect time, and I have it right here. So I did get the Disney exclusive Nightmare Before Christmas Lock, Shock, and Barrel plushies exclusively from the Disney store. So I'm really happy to actually share this here tonight. So these are the exclusive Lock, Shock, and Barrel from the Disney store from the Nightmare Before Christmas. So I'm actually happy to actually own this in my collection. So this was a Disney store exclusive. So I'm going to box it. So this is Lock, and then the other two on the bottom are Shock and Barrel. So I'm going to actually start off with Lock, like I said. And you got to have the trio because it's Lock, Shock, and Barrel. You can't have one or two without having all three. So let me try to open this here that way. It seems very small. It's very small packaging. And as you can see, I see them right here. So I'm going to tear the top and take a look at this. So this one is actually brand new. So the seller actually did say that this was brand new. So it should have everything there of what it is. So let me just pull it out right here. And let's take a look at Lock. So here is Lock. Really, really nice. It's a 6-inch plush. This is a Disney store exclusive. As you can see, the tag is still on it. It does say the Disney store. Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas Lock. And this was about $25 on its own, including the shipping was like $3 or $4. This looks really, really cool. Really detailed, super soft. As you can see, Lock is actually holding his mask here. So I like how they did that. So this is really cool. This is actually really stitched really nicely. I think they did a fantastic job with everything. Even the face looks exactly on point. And like I said, usually with the Disney stuff, you're going to get better quality than if you just got it from like a different type of, ones. Because there are different ones and they might not look as good. And the thing that I like about this too is the mask is actually stitched on his hand. So he's actually holding the mask. So what's good about this is you could actually have Locke by himself, or you could have Locke hold the mask like that with his hand. So you don't have to worry about the mask dropping and losing it. You could just go like this since the mask is stitched on the hand. So that's a nice touch there. This is full stitching. So I think they did a fantastic job with this. And like I said, this is a Disney Store exclusive. And then on the side over here, it does say Disney Store. So if you did actually go to like Disney World or Disneyland, they were probably selling this in the store or probably online at some point, I would imagine. But this is really cool. I really like how detailed this is. Locke is one of the trios in the Nightmare Before Christmas with Shock and Barrel. So that is really nice. I really like the Locke one. Really super nice. But you can't have Locke without the other two duos, Shock and Barrel. So in just a few moments, I'm about to take out Shock and Barrel as well. Because you can't have Locke without them. So here is Locke. Really, really nice. Like I said, I really like the way this looks. I think they did a fantastic job with this. Really, really nice. So there is Locke from Locke, Shock, and Barrel. And he's wearing his devil suit as expected, just like he was in the movie. So that's a full view of Locke. And like I said, you can put the mask on like that as he's holding it. I really do like how they stitched the mask on his hand. I really do like how they did that. That is just super cool. I like that. So that's Locke. So we'll put him to the side for now. And now here is the other box of Barrel and Shock. So this one actually was sold by the seller. So this one was actually sold together. So this one was actually separately. I wasn't able to actually get all three at once. I couldn't find a seller that had all three of them, which I'm pretty sure there would be. But it probably would have been a little bit more expensive. So I ended up just getting Locke by himself. And then this one actually had a bundle of Shock and Barrel. So this one, so right off the bat, I knew I was getting two of them. And then eventually I had to order Locke separately to get all three of Oogie Boogie's henchmen. So this is Barrel and Shock. So these are also a Disney Store exclusive too. So we're going to take a look at them, and I'm going to tell you which one I like the best. Obviously, if you guys want to know what is my favorite character in Locke, Shock, and Barrel, who's my favorite one, I would say Shock. I like the witch the best. I just always thought she was my favorite one. And then my second one would be Barrel, and then my last would be Locke. That's just my honest opinion. Post in the comment section below. What is your favorite in Locke, Shock, and Barrel? Who's your favorite? Post in the comment section below. But mine is Shock, the witch. She always was my favorite. She was just always so great. So let's take a look at these. So these two are actually used, is what the seller said. So these are actually pre-owned. So let's actually see if these actually have the official Disney tags on it. So let's actually take a look at Barrel first, since he's on the top of the box. So it does have this nice bubble wrap as expected, so to keep it in place and keep it in good condition. So these are actually used. Let's take a look at Barrel. So these are actually, as I'm picking up Barrel, he seems like he's a little bit heavier. He's got some beans in him. So compared to Locke, this one is just a plushie. But as I actually touch Barrel, he's got some beans in him. So this is actually a bean bag, a bean plush compared to this one. This one is just a soft plush. This one is more of like a bean bag feel. So this one's a little bit different. And it does say on the back, Authentic Disney Store Original. So this one is probably a different series. So this is from the Disney Store, but it's got this authentic exclusive sticker on it, which Locke doesn't have it. So you could see they're both from the Disney Store, but they're different. But this one does not have the tag on it, unfortunately. Since this was used, I'm pretty sure the seller just took the tag off because I do not see it, which is kind of a bummer. I usually like when the tag is on it just to make it look more official, to show you the name of the character, which we already know what the character is. But I just always like the actual tag on the product. But it's okay. It's a collector's item. It's to be stored, so it's not a big deal as well. So Barrel as well looks really, really cool. Very detailed. Like I said, I like what they did with these. Looks very detailed. Look at his face and his hair. Looks really, really cool. Super soft. And then over here, he also has his mask stitched to his hand as well. So you could do the same thing with Barrel as well. We actually put on his mask. I really like what they did with these. These are super cool. And they're not that big, which when I ordered it, I thought they were going to be a little bit bigger, which I'm actually happy that they're not. I like how they're the same size. So these are actually 6-inch plushies exact. So I like how they're not too big. They're just the perfect size. So they're not too big and they're not too small. They're perfect. So there is Barrel. So he's holding his mask there, and he's doing like a peekaboo type thing. So there's Barrel. I really like it. He's wearing his skeleton suit here as expected, just like in the movie. These things are really detailed. I mean, you can't get better detail than these, in my honest opinion. I mean, there's his suit in the skeleton outfit as he had in the movie. I kind of wish the only thing that he would have had, and I kind of am being a little bit, nitpicking on this, I actually kind of wish he actually had like the lollipop in his hand, like he was. Like, I do have a pop on my shelf of Barrel, which I would take him out right now, but he's somewhere on my shelf. He actually does have the lollipop in his hand. So I kind of feel like they could have did that in this. They could have had like the lollipop in this hand and had the mask in this one. I thought that just probably would have looked a little bit better. But again, that's just me being a huge Nightmare fan and just nitpicking of the smallest things. But I think that would have been a cool touch if they did that. But other than that, I think Barrel looks super cool, and I like the mask. Now, last but not least, we can't have Locke and Barrel without Shock. So we're saving the best for last. My favorite of all three of them, and here is Shock. Take a look at Shock. So here is Shock. This one also doesn't have the tag on it either. Like I said, these were both used. And this also does have the Authentic Disney Store exclusive tag on it as well. So this is Shock. And also, too, this one actually has some beans on the bottom. Like, Barrel actually has it, like, on the top and bottom. Shock actually just has it on the bottom. And then the stomach is just super soft. But Shock looks really, really cool. This is also detailed as well. I love what they did with her hair. You got like that stringy hair as expected, just like Shock would have it in the actual movie. Then you have her, her traditional witch hat, which is really cool. Then you have her face. She looks really cool. And then you have her witch outfit. So, like I said, they've done phenomenal with these three plushies. They all look exactly, they look exactly incredible. Like, they look on point. The only thing that I don't like about this, and I did say that Shock is my favorite, is she kind of waddles a little bit. Like, as you can see, like, her head kind of dangles. I always felt like when they did Locke, that was always a problem. Because I do have Locke on my shelf right there. Oh, excuse me, a Shock on my shelf right there. And it's one of those Diamond Selects figures that I've done an unboxing on my earlier videos, which you could check on my channel. She kind of dangled. She had her neck dangle as well. And I was afraid the neck was going to break at some point, which it did. And then I had to actually glue one of the pieces of her neck. She's on my shelf. She's fine now. I always just felt like they've always had that problem with Shock. Like, since her head is kind of like differently shaped, it's kind of heavy for the body, which is why it kind of just dangles there, if you guys can see it. But that, again, that's just being nitpicky about this. But I do think that Shock looks amazing as well. So these are Locke, Shock, and Barrel. These are the Disney Store exclusive. Tell me in the comment section below, which one do you guys like the best? Like, out of all three, which one do you think is the best one? Like I said, my favorite out of the trio in the Nightmare Before Christmas is Shock. But if I actually had to choose between three of these plushies, believe it or not, I think Shock would be my second favorite. I would actually have to say Locke is actually my favorite one out of these three. I just feel like Locke just looks really, really cool out of all three of these. But this is the trio. Like I said, you can't have Locke, Shock, and Barrel without having all three. So there they are, Locke, Shock, and Barrel from the Nightmare Before Christmas. Post in the comment section below which ones you guys like the best. Who's your favorite character? Is it Locke? Is it Shock? Is it Barrel? Post down in the comment section below. Like I said, mine is Shock, the Witch. My second is Barrel, and my third favorite is Locke. But out of all three of these plushies, I think Locke just looks really, really cool. Which is Paul Reubens. Rest in peace, Paul Reubens. He played the voice of Locke. And then Shock was the voice of Catherine O'Hara, which also played the voice of Sally. And Barrel was the voice of Danny Elfman, which was the songwriter in The Nightmare Before Christmas. So there you have it. There is Locke, Shock, and Barrel from The Nightmare Before Christmas. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And remember, always stay spooky, because these three guys are going to kidnap the Santa Claus. Thanks for watching.